Welcome to a brief walkthrough of the exam format for your taxation exam. So, we will go through each of the sections so you get a bit of an idea on what the exam format is like. Now, we have 3 sections in your exam. So, you will have a section A, you'll have a section B, and you'll have a section C. Now, section A will focus on basically objective test questions. So you will have 15 objective test questions in section A, and each of these questions will be 2 marks each, and they'll be independent from each other, and they're worth 30 marks in total. So by doing section A, you can earn up to 30 marks, and all these questions are compulsory. What's important to note is your calculations and workings you would do in your scratch pad need only be to the nearest pound. So you give your answer to the nearest pound. You don't need to give decimal answers. Next, all apportionments should be made to the nearest month. So that is section A. Then if I use this navigator button and we go to section B, you would see here again you have OTQs, but they are 3 objective test cases. So they are based on 3 scenarios, and you get 5 questions each for each of these scenarios. So again, 3 scenarios into 5 questions each, you will have almost 15 OTQs worth 2 marks. So again, a total of 30 marks you can earn from section B. So the difference between section A and section B is section A, independent objective test questions. Section B is based on 3 scenarios, and each of the scenarios will carry 5 objective test questions each. Now, section A and B is a good opportunity for you to gather as much marks as possible. And the questions from section A and B will be from all areas of the syllabus. It will be a mix from different areas. But then we come to section 3, or section C rather. And section C is more structured answers. So here you will have 3 constructed response questions. 1 will carry 10 marks, and 2 others will carry 15 marks each. Again, all these are compulsory. You cannot choose what you will answer and what you will not. So this section carries a total of 40 marks. So again, you want to show all your workings, calculations to the nearest pound, apportionments to the nearest month. So to answer section C, you will need to use spreadsheets, use the Word to write explanations, which is given to you on your exam platform. Now, the aspect about section C is the 10-mark question can be from anywhere in the syllabus. It can be from any part of the syllabus, but the 2 15-mark questions tends to be one from income taxes and one from corporation tax. So this is basically the gist of the exam. So you have 3 sections. Section A, 15 OTQs independent to each other. Section B, again 15 OTQs, but they are based on 3 scenarios and 5 OTQs each. And then section C is not OTQs anymore. It's structured response questions. So you need to be able to explain, you need to be able to show your workings, all using spreadsheets and Word. So let's dive a little bit more deeper now into it. So just to show you, if you go to section, you will see question 1. I can use my navigation bar or my navigator to go to each question. So there are a number of tools available to you. You have the calculator, you have the scratch pad, so you can use this and you can use it to answer. So when it comes to OTQs, you will have different types of OTQs, short answer questions, fill in the blanks, So you will use these and you would give your relevant answer. And also to mention, you can flag a question if you want to revisit it again. For an example, you're not sure what the answer is and you want to come to it towards the end. You can flag it, and once you flag it, it will be shown in your navigator screen. Once you flag it, and then you will be able to revisit it. Your navigator screen will also show the status of your answering. Have you completed it or have you not completed it? Have you even seen the screen or have you not? So it's a good guide for you to plan your questions. So my tip to you is do not spend too much of time on very difficult questions in section A and B. Quickly move on. Try to complete this section soon. Try to move on to section C. Once you complete section C, save time to come back and revisit these areas. So that's the basic gist of section A. Let's go to section B. So in section B, again, you'll see a scenario. So you can see you have to read this scenario. So based on this scenario you will now have 5 questions on this. So it seems like a question on inheritance tax. So you will have 5 questions on this. So you'll notice the next 5 questions are based on the same scenario. So you have to go through these questions and give your answers. For an example, you would have to mark it. So then we can move on to section C. So when it comes to section C, like I mentioned, you will have longer questions. So you have a 10-mark question here. It's worth 10 marks. This can be from anywhere of your syllabus. So you read this scenario and now you need to give your answer in the spreadsheet. Now your spreadsheet is very similar to Microsoft Excel, but there are differences. For instance, if you try to do certain functions such as select all, your screen might get stuck. So make sure you practice on the spreadsheet before the exam. And this will help you learn the various glitches in the system and how to work through it. So that would be the 10-mark question. And then you can, of course, move now to the next questions, which is, now this scenario relates to 4 requirements. So it's a 15-mark question. So you have, and then you will have the other parts of it as well. So you're supposed to answer it using a spreadsheet. But I think A, you were supposed to answer it, explain it using a word processing software given to you. And then we can move on to the final question in section C, which would be, again, a 15-mark question. So A is to calculate the total taxable profits. And then you have to go through the entire screen. And then I go to the next. B, I will have to, again, do a calculation here. So that's basically the exam format. Flag for review if something is difficult. Now, what about other aspects of the exam? You will be given, for an example, tax tables you can use. So you can use these tax tables to help you. For an example, you're given rates for the different taxation. But my recommendation to you is remember these as much as possible ahead of time as you practice. Because then you don't have to waste time always going and referring to these different aspects. Keep these in mind. Become familiar with it. As you do questions, if you do a lot of questions, all of this will become almost second nature to you. You will remember it. You'd automatically remember, for an example, the personal allowance, the basic rate category, where does it end? Where does the higher rate category income end? So remember these. Remember the limits, the transferable amounts. And when you do, you will only have to look up the tax tables very few times, so you're saving time. Now, assuming you have questions on the computer system itself, you can always get the help over here. So do this as you practice so that if you have any function you're not too familiar with, you can always understand by going through the help and guidance you need for the constructed response questions. If you need to know the exam instructions, again, you can go through it, but do it before the exam so you're saving as much time as possible. So this is just a gist of what the exam platform is like, how you need to answer questions, and how you need to prepare for it.